This is sloppy. This is sloppy. Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, no.
Is there an objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the objection sustained.
May we approach?
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I had no clue what Maximum Stupid even looked like. None of us had any clue what Maximum Stupid looked like. None of us had any clue about Maximum Stupid. Nothing even really comes close to whatever this level of stupid is.
Your Honor, maybe let them keep the exhibits pre-marked. Maybe. Look at the shit show. Look at the shit show. Look at the shit show you have caused.
It is possibly the best definition of a farce I have seen in quite a while, to be honest. It is farcical on Shakespearean levels. I mean, you have to give it to the writers of this episode of whatever TV show apparently it is. I don't know what reality show this is supposed to be or what show this is. I didn't know whatever TV show that this is on, but you have to give it to the writers, ma'am, of whoever put this together, because wow, this farce is truly a comedy for the ages.
That people think this is, I don't know, that there's some sort of system going on, like, a little this, a little a little Mr. Lally, don't you think that it's this? Don't you think that it's that? And those of you who have not watched this trial yet and are not familiar with this judge might be a little bit annoyed, horrified, and or both about what you feel is a bias being showed to the prosecution.
Oh, rage. I have rage. I have rage for all the people who have to do so much more work because of the renumbering of the exhibits. I don't think it's made anything more clear. Does anything feel more clear to you? I don't think it's made anything more clear.
Yeah, certain documents were not made part of the public record. They were kept under wraps.
This time wasting, Your Honor, this time wasting is on you, because they had pre-marked all the exhibits, and half of the bullshit that these attorneys are having to deal with is because both of them have on their desk 2 binders of evidence that are pre-marked with numbers, and you've told them to renumber everything as of Friday. So you caused that part of the problem.
It's both sad and hilarious and depressing and whimsical and dumb and ridiculous and absolutely, in the literal sense of incredible.
Oh boy. So I don't know why she decided that.
Yeah, she scolds them like they are little kids, Gene. She does.
So I thought she let pretty much most of it in from yesterday. But the one big factor in story she's not going to let in is what happened at the mobile gas station, where Lank goes up to them or vice versa. They exchange words. Maybe one of them said something mean to the other. And what does Lank do but files witness intimidation charges that were later thrown out? And that's not coming in. And why that's a big deal is to me, to a lawyer, let's say. And me and my dad were golfing the other day and I told him about this and he was like, what? He's like, how corrupt does that seem?
Oh boy. Half this confusion was caused by her.
We know what has been going on. There was a motion for the judge to recuse herself from this case for having certain personal ties to people that are witnesses in this case. She denied it. There was a motion to recuse or remove Michael Morrissey, the district attorney of Norfolk County, for bias. That was also denied. There was a motion to dismiss the indictments based on false and or misleading information presented to the grand jury that was used to indict. That was denied. So the defense has tried every which way to allow this judge to dismiss these charges. And here we sit watching this train wreck of a circus, kangaroo court. And so far, I haven't seen any evidence other than what they are calling Karen Reed's confession.
At the risk of stating the obvious, because I think it has to be said, even though it's obvious. At the risk of stating an obvious, it was the government who introduced all this evidence into trial. Right?
That not coming in, that is potentially the most scummy part of the story, is that you want to show as a cop, you can do whatever you want. You are the law. You can have serious charges filed against somebody just by your word with nobody else being there to corroborate it. So that not coming in, I do think is a big deal, because I think the jury would look at this guy if they understood what that story was like and be like, whoa, brother, we cannot trust you. We cannot trust you.
I don't know. 3-card Monty, maybe? Anybody ever play 3-card Monty on the street corner in New York City, where there's a guy with 3 cards and he's like, okay, you see the queen? And then he flips around. Where's the queen? And then you get it the first time, and then it's a sleight of hand.
It seems that the judge went, you know what I'd like better? I'd like better if y'all numbered them in the way that they're coming in court. It seems that the judge just decided, hey, can you just do them in chronological order now? That seems to be the choice.
I didn't know. I apparently the prosecutor has absolutely no sense of dignity or shame or face. I didn't. I mean, you would think the prosecutor might be a little bit embarrassed to present it.
It shows that this officer does shady stuff, which does pertain to this case. I agree. I mean, especially when you're talking about, potential cover up, dirty cops, whatever. I mean, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough.
That's out. That was 22 years ago. Nothing. So you're not getting into the federal investigation.
She said that's out 22 years ago. It's like, but all the other stuff that was 22 years ago is coming in.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, we know. The prosecution has turned over 2 different police reports. One police report was turned over the day that Karen was first arraigned in February of 2022 to the defense. David Yannetti was handed a police report. That police report had the phone number for Brian Albert on it, and it had a photograph attached to it, which we just saw that witness identify. The next police report, which was supposed to be the same police report, was turned over during the course of discovery. It was not called amended police report, but 2 things were changed of note. Number 1, a different picture was attached to it, and it was a picture that was taken by, I believe, the Massachusetts State Police, who did not have jurisdiction at the time that Sergeant Good wrote this report, because remember, he's with Canton PD. The other thing that was changed is Brian Albert's phone number was completely changed. New phone number, new cell phone carrier. So while the prosecution thought they were turning over the same police report that they forgot that they already turned over, it was clearly different. Nefarious, negligent, an abomination? You tell me. And she's going to sustain that objection?
So essentially what this is showing is the rate of sustain and the rate of allowance from the judge for each side. So in other words, when the prosecution objects, out of all the objections that she sustained, 62% were in favor of the prosecution and 38% in favor of the defense.
Did no one at the prosecutor's office at any point have any sort of reality check, or did they lose a bet? Because that would explain a lot. The utter shamelessness of it all is truly absurd.